Alright guys, here we are for our Magicka PvE setup for the Pet Sorc. This patch in Harrowstorm. I hope you guys super enjoy this, that it's easy and a nice build that you guys can play solo content and VMA and VDSA with. Personally, I love the sustain, the high damage, and the ability to get down an easy rotation. This build is for new players and experienced players alike. I've been playing for about 5 years, mainly on the Xbox. When they came out with the Xbox edition, I switched from PC to Xbox, and recently I have switched back to PC. So, anyway, let's get to it. Alright, we are Necropotence, False Gods, and Ice Heart. Super good setup. I love it. Super easy. Ice Heart, you get the damage, shield, and then you also get a little AoE damage to go along with it. Super fun. Your Necropotence, you get Max Magicka, 5 stacks of that. Super nice. Have a Precise Staff to help aid in bringing up your crit heals from one of your abilities, as we'll get to. And then False Gods. You get 2 things of spell crit. Extra 5% damage in trials, dungeons, and arenas like VDSA and VMA. And then you get spell damage and then magic reduction by 8%. Wow, amazing. And then you get 2100 Magicka back per kill, and you get 8 seconds of major expedition per kill, which is really awesome in VDSA and VMA. When you want to not only get that recovery, but also that speed to get across the map when you need to do a mechanic. Super fun, super easy, amazing recovery on this build. Less shielding because of Ice Heart, less popping potions, and heavy attacking because of False Gods. Just an amazing setup. I hope you guys will give this a try. It's a pretty standard easy setup. I'm sure there are other streamers that run this exact same thing. If you want, you could substitute Mother Sorrow out for Necropotence. You'll lose some of that Max Mag, which would ruin your shields a little bit on a Magsorc, but you would get way higher crit, which means more damage consistently, and you're also going to get better crit heals because it'll be happening probably every 3 seconds like the ability allows. Next to the moves, front bar. We are on Daedric Prey. The first move, gotta have it if you're going to be a Pet Sorc. Super fun, super easy to up your damage. Whether you're good at your rotation or not, just keep this up on the enemy that you're mainly attacking, specifically the boss, and you're good to go. This will up your pet's damage by an additional 20% while the curse is active. It also does a decent amount of damage when it's done. Hardened Ward. Super cool. Good shield. Standard Pet Sorc shield. Caps at 60% of your health. Really mandatory, honestly. And it's a bit cheaper than the other shield that you can use, which is actually on your back bar. Volatile Familiar. Really good standard AoE Pet Sorc build. He's really nice. The final hit stuns, too. Really nice. This one, Crushing Shock, when you got to interrupt someone casting like you consistently do in VMA and VDSA, super handy to have. I suggest Crushing Shock over Force Pulse in solo content because you're not going to have anyone there to help stun you, to help stun your enemies. VDSA you might, but honestly, so many people run Force Pulse that it's good to always be the one who has it, because if you don't have it, and no one else does, you have to go up and waste your stamina bashing, which can be a pain. So just be the guy who's got it. Not that you have to, but it's super handy. Crystal Frags. Amazing spammable ability when it's red, when it's procced. Do not be the guy who's spamming this. It wastes your Magicka, and it also really doesn't do a whole lot of damage when you spam it. Do it when it's red and procced. Super good. It does 33% more damage, and it costs 50% less. It's already a fairly cheap ability, but when you do it when it's 50% less, it's practically non-existent when you factor in all of the recovery you have. Amazing. Just do it when it's procced. Greater Storm Atronach. This is here for recovery from one of the passives. I highly suggest having it on your front bar, the one you're doing damage with. But it's also a decent little move that you can put down. AoE stun and also really good single target damage when you're facing a boss. But when you're in VDSA or a dungeon and someone activates that, it ups their damage by 25% for 8 seconds. So they can activate that synergy and get a nice little buff. Back bar. Okay. Power Surge. This is going to be your major sorcery spell damage buff by 20% for 33 seconds. Amazing. Highly suggest having it every 3 seconds. You get a nice little burst heal, which is great for sorcs. And that's if your crit is up, and it is for this build, so you will like this. Dampen Magic. I choose this over Harness Magic because it's honestly better these last couple patches. You'll notice the cost if you play ESO enough that the cost is actually down from the last couple patches, which is really cool. I like that. But we also have a lower cap, capped at 60% of your health. It increases for every piece of light armor you have. You should have at least 5 on your character at all times. It should be 5-1-1 if possible. 5 light, 1 heavy, 1 medium. But if you want, you can go all out on light, increase this shield a little bit, but realize that this caps at 60% of your health. It already caps at 60% for me. So I don't think the extra 2 light are necessary. Summon Vault Unfamiliar. Gotta have it on both bars. It sucks, but it's true. Otherwise, it disappears. These are your spammable AoEs. Liquid Lightning. Your standard Sorc AoE. Really nice. Does a decent amount of damage, especially when it crits. Super handy, super awesome. Lasts for 11 seconds. Then you got Blockade of Storms. Standard Magicka AoE that you throw on the ground. Super nice, super nice. And then, as long as you stand in these 3 AoEs, you're going to be doing massive damage without much, honestly, without much effort. This is just a really easy Pet Sorc build. I've gone flawless on this guy several times. Most of them just by being chill and playing through, not actually trying. So if you go flawless in VMA with this build, hit me up in the comments, let me know. I'm just glad that it's helping somebody. Thunderous Rage, amazing ulti. I highly suggest using this one. This will melt people by itself, but if you're doing the full rotation with it, oh my gosh, look out. Super fun. I chose the Lightning Staff with this one because Thunderous Rage is an AoE. AoEs get buff with a Lightning Staff, so you might as well use a Lightning Staff with all your AoEs. Alright, front bar. This one is single target for the most part. So it's going to be a Flame Staff. That is my preferred way. You don't have to do that way, but when you are using a Flame Staff with single target abilities, it's an 8% damage buff. Hope you guys like the build. I'm going to walk through the champion points now, but honestly, you do not need to use this because this is just for both PvE and PvP setup. It is not optimized for either. It could be way better if you were to actually optimize it for one or the other. I just don't like wasting 3k every time. So you will see that I'm not too worried about it personally. So I'm hoping that you guys like what you see. And yeah. All right, let's get started. All right. Here we go. I'm just going to go through it. You can pause at any time. That way you can see. Weird glitch going on. Sorry. Alright guys, if you like this build, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll be posting more builds out there for you. Alright, until next time, have a good one.